Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again, and I just realized I don't think I did any type of real review on the Losi 8T 3.0. I did one back on the buggy when I first got it. Never did get the chance to do the review on the truggy, so I guess here I go. My overall thoughts on this, I think it's a great vehicle. If you compare this to, say, the Losi 8T 2.0, basically it makes it feel like the 8T 2.0 was a POS, and that wasn't the case because that thing was as dialed as you thought it could get. The upgrades, or the word I'm looking for, not upgrades, but revisions, I guess, that they did from this to the 8T 2.0, they did very well. They changed out the design of the caster blocks, they increased the caster, the bigger shocks, just pretty much they did the same thing to the buggy as they did the truggy from the 2.0 up to the 3.0. This thing, if you like the Losi 8 buggy 3.0, you're gonna love the truggy. It's the same thing. The harder you push it, the harder it wants to be pushed. Steering on this thing is great. You can be really aggressive in the corners on this naturally with any truggy. I really don't see too many downfalls on this. Maybe the shock cups, I feel that they should be a little bit deeper on both the buggy and the truggy, but still overall not too bad. They could just make them a little bit deeper so the springs don't want to slip off. I didn't have that problem too much. One thing, I guess a tip I could give you for both the truggy and the buggy is when you put the shocks on, the opening for the shock cup, you should always put it to the outside of the wheel so they don't want to slip off as easy. Another thing, if you're having problems with the eyelets coming out, especially on the buggy, you know, the shock eyelet ends, you can put some tire glue on those, and that should keep them in there a little bit better. Weak points on any of these vehicles, not really anything out of the normal than any other one. Naturally with a truggy, yeah, the arms are kind of prone to breaking if you crash hard enough just because of the sheer size of them and the leverage entailed on it when you do crash. Hinge pins, they all bend on all the vehicles, you know, especially on a good crash. Shock shafts on a truggy, they're known for bending too, but I mean, it's not like they're going to bend every time you go out there. It takes a pretty damn good crash to bend something. So the durability aspect of it is still there, maybe even more so than before. It is, you know, in fact, a Losi, I think they're probably a little bit heavier of a vehicle, but I think they're among the most durable. Just my opinion. Like I said, I can't speak for everybody. The chassis, I believe the chassis, though, they made it a little bit stiffer than the one from the 2.0. I'm not sure if it's thicker, but just the flex points of it are a little bit stiffer, which doesn't bother me. You don't even really notice it on the truck. Maybe they did that with the chassis to accommodate the big bore shocks. You know, they absorb a lot more, so the chassis maybe does not have to absorb too much. The dog bone setup is much better. You don't have to worry about pins coming out of your drive cups and you know, doing that. The drive cup here, I just put Loctite on the screw. I think I had one come off one time, and that was it, but that was my own dumb fault for not cleaning the bolt or the grub screw before putting the Loctite on. So that's about all I've really had problems with. Everything else is holding up really, really well on this. Like I said, it drives like a dream. You could drive it very aggressive, and just like I said, it just keeps asking for more, just like the buggy. Steering is great. Stability is fantastic. The rear differential, I haven't had any problems with it. As long as you shim it the way I told you, you can still hear it's still just a little bit tight, but that's fine. I took it apart over my rebuild series, looked at the gears. I think I showed it to you guys. They're wearing perfectly. There is no huge metal shavings or any indication that being too tight is going to wear it out anymore. It just seems to wear it in a little bit better. There's maybe only 2 gallons of fuel through this vehicle, so it's still relatively new. It just didn't race that much this season like I anticipated. But so far so good. I've had some pretty nasty spills with it and nothing really happened, so that is a good thing. And the only thing I have as far as upgrades on this thing is these King Heads chassis braces, which I like a stiffer chassis. Originally what I did when I was just getting into the 8 scale scene again, I seen these King Heads things and I just thought they looked cool rather than benefiting from a stiffer chassis. So when I put those on, way back in the day when I bought my Low C8 1.0, I just put these on, and I think what happened is I just kind of got used to the stiffer chassis, so now it's just more of a good luck thing putting these on than it is a performance aspect. So you know, they're billet one piece machined aluminum, whoop-de-doo. So that's not really a necessity. I just like the way they look. But yeah, I don't have anything upgraded on there except for my DE Racing skid plates. Those just save the chassis. You can see this has a lot of runtime on it, and the chassis is barely scuffed up. A lot of people, I think I've explained this before, don't like these because the dirt will catch under here, and when you land, I guess it'll slow you down. I haven't noticed a difference. It hasn't stopped me from winning any races or finishing further behind than you know, I feel that I should have. So I just like them. I don't want to go and replace a $120 chassis every season. The other thing is the droop. They changed up the droop screws a little bit. You do have to kind of stay on top of your droop, because what happens is the droop screw will wear into the chassis and the droop will start changing on it, so you just want to stay on top of that. No big deal. The chassis isn't worn out too bad from that. And let me think here. I don't think there's really too much of anything else. They changed up the gear ratio, but that was just to get better tooth engagement so you weren't tearing through rear ring and pinions like you did in the 2.0, which actually I never had a problem with either. As long as they're shimmed right, you're not going to have any problems. So I guess that is about it, guys. If you have any questions about this thing, feel free to give me a shout out, and I hope this review helps some people out. If you like the buggy, you're going to like the truggy. So that's about all I can really say. So we will talk to you guys soon. I'll try to get these two fired up today and running maybe later. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.